What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for thelines.com. Let's talk some Monday Night Football. We got a doubleheader tonight in Monday Night Football. So, I guess not really a doubleheader. Two games are going on at the same time. We get two Monday Night Football games. How about we'll leave it at that. We'll start here with the Jags and the Bills. As always, guys, everything we do, absolutely free. So, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Do appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section how you're going to play the Jags and the Bills, sitting at 5.5 right now, pretty much across the industry. On the spread, if we look here at the total, we're looking at 45.5, pretty much consensus. So we've got pretty much the same number here across the industry in both of the spread and the total. So sitting in that weird 5.5 range, you know, we used to call that kind of like the dead man's area in there. 5 being one of the very least of the key numbers that there is possible. And I think this is for a couple of different reasons, mainly because I think that there is still a sentiment out there that we don't exactly know what this Jags team is, and we don't exactly know if this team is bad or good. If we look, and I'll go ahead and click over to a different article for a second. This is, you can see anytime touchdown odds. So we've got an article over here. You should check it out. Mo wrote this one. You can kind of like go in and see his reasoning for some of the guys that he's going to play for first touchdown, but and anytime. But you know, we look at this, and every time the Jags take the field, right, you get this sense that, man, maybe they're not as bad as I thought. And then Trevor Lawrence does something, or the defense does something, or some sort of bonehead play. Seems like always some sort of penalty, always some sort of personal foul, whatever it might be. And then you just shake your head and you go, I can't believe I bet on this team. And you know, we're like that through the first couple of weeks of the season here with this team. Yet again this year, if you go and you look at the advanced statistics and you kind of start to dig deep into this defense, and you'll see that they're kind of in the bottom half of everything. You look at EPA per play, drop back success rate, drop back EPA, all of that, like all these things where, you know, we look and try to evaluate these teams, they're not all that great. I mean, they're much better against the run than they are against the pass. And you would think that maybe that would be a good thing here against Josh Allen and the Bills, except for the fact that they've been throwing the ball pretty efficiently. And Josh Allen has put on his cape, and he has decided that he's going to take this team to the division title. And like, who's going to doubt him? Are you going to doubt him? You going to believe him? I mean, I do. I believe him. Like, Josh Allen has been, I think I underrated this team a little bit too much heading into to everything. If we do look at this, at the Bills from a defensive standpoint in EPA per play, they're actually 8th overall in the NFL right now in EPA per play allowed. So this defense has really stepped up, and they've been doing it with some backups out there as well. If we take a look at the injury report here, guys, we can see over on the Bills side of things, Terrell Bernard not going to play. Neither is Taron Johnson. Now, he is a starting corner, so there is that, but they didn't play without him. They played without him last week too, and were able to be just fine. You can see over on the Jacksonville side of things, Tank Bigsby is questionable. Darnell Savage is questionable, as is Tim Jones. Tim Jones doesn't matter. You're not worried about him playing or not. But Evan Ingram is out for this game. You can see with that hamstring injury, he didn't practice all week long, so he's not going to be out there for the Jags. And so with that, kind of leads me to one of the plays that I'm looking at as well here in this one. So we'll circle back to the first page we looked at. We can see at the 5.5. This is a pretty strong lean towards the Bills for me, but I don't think I'm going to play it traditionally at the 5.5, since we do have two Monday night games and the sites allow us to manipulate lines. I'm not going to play like a full teaser, but I think I'm just going to bring the Bills down to 2.5 as opposed to the 5.5, and then pair them up with Cincinnati, also brought down to 5.5. I mean, down to 2.5. You're not going to have to pay the typical teaser price on that, because we're only moving the Bills 3 points and we're only moving Cincinnati 5 or 5.5 points. So that's what we're going to be doing there from a side perspective. As far as the total goes, the reason I'm a little bit scared of the total in this thing is Jacksonville's defense has given it up through the air so far this year. I can see the Bills, while I lean towards the under, and I think that the Bills control this game pretty well, I think the Bills might be able to get a decent amount of the way there by themselves, and then we're not asking for very much from the Jags, and that's what scares me on that. So I think I'm just going to pass on the total. It is a lean towards the under, but nothing that's going to make my account, because I think the Bills might be able to put up high 20s, low 30s, and then at that point, the Jags don't really have to do much and certainly don't have to do much in garbage time to get that home. So, again, on the side, just going to do the whole line manipulation thing and make a parlay out of it with the Bengals tonight. So, -2.5 there on the Bills. The play I really, really like, though, in this is said we would be circling back around to Evan Ingram being out. So, Brian Thomas came in. Brian Thomas has kind of had to just assume the wide receiver 1 role for this team as a rookie. Now, it's not like one of the Malik Neighbors situations or Marvin Harrison where there's absolutely no one else to throw to, so he has to be the number 1. I mean, they do have Chris Kirk, and when Evan Ingram is in there, they have Evan Ingram, but Evan Ingram's not going to be in there. So now we're sitting here with 40 yards, right? A number that he has 40.5 yards, a number he has eclipsed in both of his first 2 games as a pro. It's a game in which, like I said, I think that they will be down in, which will then force them to throw the ball more. And so if we kind of look at that from that standpoint, coupled with the fact that the Bills team really good against the run, 10th overall so far in the NFL against the run. And let's just be honest, the Jags run game has been nothing to speak of. Travis Etienne has been, borderline bad. I mean, they were on their way to winning the game. He gets the fumbles, gets the Dolphins fumbles. They lose the ball. They end up losing the game. There's questionably Tank Bigsby has looked better than he has out there. So I think they're going to have to throw the ball if they're going to have any success whatsoever. I'm going to take Brian Thomas over the 40.5. He also has big play ability, so we don't need an incredible amount of volume, I don't think, to get there either with him. If you wanted to play just his longest reception, which I believe is set at 18.5 yards, I don't think that's the worst play either. And if you wanted to ladder Brian Thomas, which I think I'm going to do as well, like play the over 40, over 50, over 60, something like that, I think that he could be in for a pretty big day. One, if they end up finding out how to have any success whatsoever on the offensive side of the ball, he's going to have to be a part of that. And then 2, it kind of works in our favor as well. If they don't have any success and they fall down, or the defense doesn't have any success, I should say, they fall down, and the next thing you know, they have to get into a kind of a pass-only script. And if that's the case, then Brian Thomas certainly is going to have to be a part of that as well. So for me, really like this one. I think this could end up being 20 yards off. I think Brian Thomas going for 60 tonight is well within the range of outcomes. So like that a lot here for Jacksonville. So that's kind of how I'm playing this game tonight, guys. Not forcing anything. Like I said, the number seems about right to me. It'd be a lean towards the Bills at the 5.5, but I am just going to do the number manipulation on the total side of things. Like I said, lean towards the under, but too nervous to get it going. I guess if you wanted to do kind of the same game teaser type deal, you could always bring the number up and then play the under if you wanted to go that direction. Maybe a same game parlay, you could do that as well, where you can pick the spread that you want to do. But yeah, pretty heavy lean towards the under for me here in this one with the play. Like I said, I really like is the Brian Thomas over, and that's the one we're going to go with tonight for the full unit. So get everyone's opinion over here on the lines, guys. There's several different articles about what's going on tonight. Not only this Monday Night Football game, but the other Monday Night Football game as well. So be sure and check in on those. Get everyone's opinion. You can also go into the Discord right here. That is free. Everyone will be talking these games leading right up until kickoff, so you can get some more thoughts on all of those. And that also absolutely free. Appreciate your support here, and good luck on all your Monday Night Football bets.